everybody. My name is Miss Martin, and I am here to teach you another lesson all about word problems. So let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen so we can get started. Okay, so just like we always have, we're going to be starting with another warm-up to get your brains going. So today we're going to be doing a warm-up called estimation clipboard. So this is going to require your estimation skills. And if you remember, estimation is all about making a smart guess. And this activity that we're about to play is really going to help you work on those estimation skills and how you can make a smart guess based off of the information that you do have. So let's get started. So right here, you're going to see a jar with some green glass gems in there, okay? So I would like you to make a guess either in your head or on a piece of paper. How many glass gems are in the glass? Go ahead and make a guess. You can use this dice that's next to it or this little car next to it. That might give you a better idea of the size of those glass gems so that you can make a good guess or an estimate. All right, so keep that number in your head, okay? And now that you have that number, okay, let's see how close you were. Drum roll. 25. There are 25 glass gems in that cup. Were you close or were you far away? So we're going to use this picture of these 25 glass gems to help us make some other estimates. All right, let's see. So here is your cup of the 25 glass gems. Now I'm going to add another cup. And let's see. Okay, here is another cup of glass gems. Now, we know from the last picture that this is 25. So take a look at the second cup. Is there more or less glass gems in this cup? Is there more or is there less? What do you think? Right, there is less glass gems in this cup. So when I make my guess, when I make my estimate, I should make a number that is greater than 25 or less than 25? Less than 25. Good. So go ahead and make another guess, another estimate. How many glass gems are in this cup? You can write it down or think it in your head. All right, let's see. Drum roll, please. 14. Excellent. Okay, 14. So it was a number less than 25. Were you close or were you far away? All right, let's see the next one. We're going to do another cup, and we're going to use this cup and this cup to help us. Whoa, look at that cup. That has a lot of glass gems. It's overflowing from the cup. So how can we use the other two cups that we've already seen to help us with this cup? Yeah, I know that this cup has a lot more than cup number 2. And it has a lot more than cup number 1. So when I make my educated guess, when I make my smart guess, I want to choose a number. I want to think of a number that is greater than 14, but also greater than 25. Go ahead and make your guess. All right, now that we've made our guess, let's see how we did. Ready? Here it is, 51 glass gems. There was 51 in that cup. That's double what was in the first cup. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so now we have one more cup, and now we're going to use all 3 cups to help us make a smart guess. Here it is. Okay, so take a look at this fourth cup and let's notice, how does this cup compare to the other 3 cups that we have seen? Is it greater than cup number 3? No. Is it greater than cup number 2? Yes. Is it greater than cup number 1? Yes. So let's go back to cup number 3. Is cup number 4 less than cup number 3? Yes, it is. It's less. So I know that it's going to be less than cup number 3, but it's going to be greater than cup number 1. So when I make my guess, I need to think of a number that is greater than 25, but less than 51. Go ahead and make your guess. You can write it down or think about it in your head. All right. So now that you have your guess, let's see how close you were. Remember, it should be less than 51 and greater than 25. Ready? Here it is, 37 glass gems. Were you close? I hope so. Excellent. 37 is greater than 25, but it is less than 51. Excellent job today, team. Let's move on to our lesson. All right, so every time we start a math lesson, we like to make sure that we know what our goal is. Our goal today is to create my own word problem when given a real life situation. So the past 2 word problem lessons that we did, I gave you the word problem and you had to solve it. And we used our word problem strategies. We used our word problem method or process where we did UPS check. And now today is your opportunity to show everything that you've learned so that you can write your own word problems. Okay? All right, so before we get into writing our own word problems, we need to quickly review what is addition and what is subtraction, okay? Because we're going to be writing both addition and subtraction word problems today, and we want to make sure that we really understand those 2 things. So addition is when you are combining, can you say combine? Combine a number to another number, okay? So I want you to take your hands with me right now. Get this hand and this hand, okay? And we're going to pretend that these are 2 parts, okay? This is a part and this is a part. When I am adding, I am taking those parts and I am putting them together, okay? So I'm taking this part and I am combining them basically into one, right? I'm combining them into one whole. And that's what addition's all about. If you look here at this picture, they have this one pretty blue bird here with the red on its neck. And then we have these 2 birds, this blue bird and this green bird. They put all those birds together. So now we have 3 birds, okay? So addition is about combining. Now, subtraction is kind of like the opposite, okay? If addition is like zipping up your sweater or zipping up your jacket, subtraction is kind of like zipping it back down, okay? They're like opposites of each other. So subtraction is when you are removing. Can you say remove? Remove. Removing some objects from the group, okay? So if you look here at these peaches, there were 5 peaches in the tree, but 2 of them were taken out of the tree. They were removed from the tree, okay? So that is subtraction. We're taking something away, all right? So if you hold up your hands again and put them together, okay, so I have my two hands, they are together as one big group, okay? Now take your one hand and put it away, okay? And you're left with just one hand. I started with two hands. I took one hand away and I have one hand left. That is subtraction. It's taking something away. So I went from a greater number to a smaller number, okay? With addition, I'm going from two smaller parts and I'm making them into something greater. All right, so that's addition and subtraction. So now that we know that, we're going to jump in to another example, okay, so that I can show you how this could work with manipulatives. All right, so if you remember at Brain Camp, we have this resource on your Clever page that you can use at any time to help you with your math. Today we're going to be using something called Rec and Rex. It's down here. I'm gonna click on Rec and Rex, and the really cool thing about Rec and Rex is like they're like these little balls and I can move them around to show addition and subtraction. So what I am going to do here, okay, I am going to show you something and you are going to think, did Miss Martin just show me addition? Or did she show me subtraction? Okay, you're gonna think, what did she just show me? All right, so as you can see here, I have 10 balls on this line, okay? Now watch what I do, just watch. Okay, let's watch that one more time. Okay, I have 10 balls here. Okay, what just happened? What did I just do? Did I add or did I subtract? Right, I subtracted. I started with these 10 balls on the line, and then I took these 3 and I put them away. I took them somewhere else. How many balls are left, right? 7. There's 7 balls left. So let's think. I wonder if I could write a word problem with what just happened there. I wonder if I could do that. So let's see what I could do. Okay, so I have, maybe I could say, I can say there, there. You know what? Let me write this somewhere else so it's easier for everyone to see. Okay, here we go. There. Sorry guys, Miss Martin's having some technical difficulties. There are 10 balls, okay, on the line. I took away 3 of them. Maybe I could ask a question, because all good word problems end with a question. How many balls are left? Okay? All right, so that would be a great question that I could ask, okay? That would explain what's happened in the story that I showed you, okay? There were 10 balls on the line. I took away 3 of them. How many balls are left? And you would say 7. Good. I also could write a number sentence that matches that. 10 minus 3 equals 7. Okay? Do you see how I use the word took away? Okay? That's showing the action that is happening. Without including that action in my story, I won't know if it's addition or subtraction. So it's really important to include all of that in your word problem. All right, let's try another one, team. let me erase that part. Okay. All right, here we go. So I'm going to bring back. All right, here we are. Okay. How many balls do you see here? 4. Excellent. Okay, now watch what happens. All right, what did I just do? Let's watch that one more time. Okay, you're thinking, did I add or did I subtract? Watch again. All right, excellent. How many balls are there now? 7, right. So did I add or did I subtract? Add, excellent, because I took the 4 balls I had right here and I joined 3 more balls with them. I had 4, I took 3 balls and I put them together. I joined them together. I combined those 2 separate groups of balls, right? Okay, so let's think about a number sentence that I could write that would match what just happened, okay? So let's think about how I started. How many balls did I start with? 4, right? So I could say there are 4 balls on the line. What should I say next? Right, 3 came to join, right? 3 more balls came to join them, okay? And then what could be a good question that I would ask so that a friend could get the answer? How many balls are there now or in all? Okay, both of those would work, right? Let me say in all. All right, excellent. So now that I did that, it's really easy to see in my story all the things that happened, okay? I know that at the beginning there were 4 balls. And then, do you see how I use this word more? Okay, using that word more shows that 3 more are coming to join them, okay? I'm showing the action of joining. I'm showing the action of addition, okay? And then I ask a question that tells my reader that they need to put it all together, okay? All right, so now that we have gone over those 2 things, we're going to go back to our problems over here. And I am going to have you guys help me make another addition or another word problem story, okay? All right, so if you look right here, it says use the model below to write your own word problem. So I made a model for you, and we're going to use this model to write a word problem or write a number story. So let's take a look at the picture. What do you notice about this picture? What do you see in the picture? Right, I see 5 apples and I see 3 bananas, right? What else do you notice about this picture? Yes, I noticed that there is a big circle around all of them. I wonder if they want me to put them together, right? I wonder if they want to know how much fruit there is, right? Good. This circle around it is showing that these 2 fruits are coming together. So when I write my story, I want to think about how I could show that this is addition. This is about joining things together, right? Okay, so I am going to write here on this line, okay? Let's start with the apples. What should I say about the apples? Okay, so about them being 5, right? So I can say, I have 5 apples, okay? You could also say, you could also give a character in your story like, Bob found 5 apples on the tree. Okay, that would also be super creative and wonderful. So I have 5 apples. What should I say now? Something about the bananas, right? There's 3 bananas. Maybe I could say, I also have 3 bananas. What could I say next? My question, right? A question that wants me to figure out how many are all together, right? So maybe I could say, how, a lot of questions start with the word how. How many fruits do I have in all? With a question mark at the end, right? How many fruits do I have in all? So now that I've done that, let's actually solve this story, okay? Let's solve this story. I had my 5 apples, okay? I have 3 bananas. I know that I'm adding them together because the question says, how many fruits do I have in all? It wants me to put them together, okay? It didn't say anything about taking away or removing or going away. So I'm going to join these numbers together with my plus sign. And I know that 5 plus 3 equals 8. Now, if you remember from the day before, we also want to make sure that we label our answer. So it's not just 8, it's 8 fruits, right? 8 fruits. Okay, 8 fruits is my final answer. Excellent, great job. Okay, I made sure that I included words in my story that tell my reader what they're going to need to do, right? I need to include some clues that show if they're going to have to add or subtract, okay? All right, let's try another one. So now I didn't give you a picture or a model. Now I have given you a number sentence, and you're gonna have to write a word problem that matches this number sentence. So let's take a look at this number sentence before we get started. It's really important to take your time and look at what is given to you. So if you see here, we have this number sentence that says 50 minus 14. And I know that when there is a minus sign, that means removing something, right? I'm removing or taking something away. So let's take a look at the story. What is being taken away? Is it 50 that's being taken away, or is it 14 that's being taken away? Yes, 14 is going to be taken away. So 50 is my whole here, okay? 50 is the big number, the total. And I want to take away 14, okay? And then that will give me my final answer, all right? Okay, so let's take a look. We can use our creativity here to come up with any kind of situation that we want, because they didn't give me a picture. So I can do pencils, I could do books, I could do flowers, okay? So for the sake of this, I'm gonna choose flowers just because it's springtime and I'm thinking about flowers. I see lots of flowers outside my window. So let's write a math story about flowers, okay? I wanna start with my whole, okay? So maybe I could say, there are 50 flowers in the garden. Ooh, 50 flowers in the garden. Now remember, I want to show these 14 are being taken away. So should I say 14 more flowers, come join them? No, because that would be a joining problem. That would be addition. I want to show that they're being taken away. So, how could flowers be taken away? Well, maybe somebody picks them, right? Or maybe they don't get enough water and they die. Okay, that also could happen. So let's say that someone comes and picks 14 of the flowers, okay? All right, so let's say a little girl picks 14 flowers to give to her mom. Ooh, that's so sweet of her. All right, so now I want to have my question, okay? A great way to start a question is with the word how. How many, what should I ask? Flowers are left in the garden? Question mark. Very good, okay? So there are 50 flowers in the garden. A little girl picks 14 flowers to give to her mom. How many flowers are left in the garden? Wow, that is a great story. It shows how those 14 flowers are being removed from the whole. Okay, so the last thing we need to do here is to solve the problem. Now, there's many different strategies that you could use here, okay? I am going to do it with what I call the vertical way, which is where I line them up, just like this. Okay, you could also draw a model of base 10 blocks, okay? I know that I can't do 0 minus 4, so I'm going to go next door and get 10 more. Bring it back to the ones. All right, 10 minus 4 is 6. 4 minus 1 is 3. So I know that my final answer is 36. I know that 50 minus 14 equals 36 what? Flowers. Excellent. Okay, make sure that you label your answer. All right, great job, team. Okay, so now that you guys are professionals at writing your own word problems, it's time for you to show me what you know on your own, okay? So here is your task. Here is your assignment. You are going to use the objects below to write your own addition and subtraction word problems. You're going to write 2 word problems. How many? 2. And you are going to use pencils as your object, okay? So let me give you some word problems that you could do to make this just a little bit easier for you. Okay, so I want you to write one story that is using 36 plus 27. Okay, and then you're going to do another story that does 43 minus 21. Okay, so you're going to write 2 word problem stories here. One of them for 36 plus 27, all about pencils. And then another story for 43 minus 21, also about pencils, okay? You're gonna make sure that you include some clues in your story so that you know it's addition and you know that it's subtraction. Because if you don't have clues, then your reader is not going to know what to do. There should be an action. For addition, you should see the action of combining in your story or joining in your story. For subtraction, you should see the action of taking away or removing from the whole, okay? All right, so if you participate in this activity, and I hope that you do, please make sure that you share with your teacher. They would love to see it, so we can celebrate all of your hard work. All right, great job in learning about word problems. I hope that you learned a lot, and I will see you again next time. Bye, 2nd grade.